Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Plant Based with Nicole. I'm your host, Nicolershaeholiday, also known as Plant Based Nicolershaeholiday on Instagram. Y'all better be following me. You heard? Anyway, today I will be interviewing Clinton, also known as the Fruit Kid, on Instagram. I've been knowing him for a few years now. I've actually interviewed him like 4 years ago, and he has an amazing story, and it's just shows you how powerful food is, or when you eliminate things, how powerful that is. He has an amazing story. His ailment, if you will, I've never heard of it before I met him, but according to him, it's very common in African Americans, so it's very interesting. But let's not ramble. Okay, let's get to it. But before I want to say this. He's very inspirational. I always love watching his videos and his pictures on Instagram. He eats very clean and wholesome, and just he's sharing. He helps people lose weight. He's just a all-around guy. So without further ado, let's bring on the Fruit Kid. What's up, Clinton? Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. First of all, I need to give a shout out to Clinton, you guys. My original guest for today canceled on me at the last minute, and I hope everything's okay with his family. But
Okay.
Clinton came through for us just at the last minute. Okay. Clinton, man, I got to give you some serious props. What's your cat?
Thank
What's your
you.
cat
Thank
hat?
you.
No, I'm just playing.
What's
Oh,
your ca-
I'm just playing.
what's your cash out?
No, really though, I really truly appreciate you doing this in the last minute. And wait, hold up.
Yeah.
And he's in another country, y'all. Where are you at again?
Northern Ireland. Yeah. It's currently 5 minutes to 11 right now.
11 a.m.
PM.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's 11 p.m. his
Yeah.
time, and it's only it's almost 3 p.m. my time. So he's like,
Hmm.
man, you have no idea. So this is gonna be off the flow because it was last minute. I didn't have time to like do my little research and prepare. Although I have interviewed you, I interviewed you a long time ago, but I forgot everything. So it's gonna be like fresh.
Brand new.
Everything's new, right? So you guys just bear with me because I didn't have questions prepared for him because again, this was all last minute. So um let's start off with, well, first of all, congratulations. You said it's been 11 years that you've been eating a plant-based diet.
11 years. Yes. 11 years.
That's really good. It's been 13 and
Mm.
a half for me. So
Amazing. I'm catching up. I'm
yeah,
catching up. Watch out. Watch
yes.
out.
Watch out. Watch out. That's amazing. That's a long time.
Thank
You
you.
know what? I love your style of eating. You have like a good balance, which I like too. It's like high raw, but you still eat your cooked foods, right? You eat a
Hmm.
lot of raw, but then you still have your cooked when you want that. And I think that for me, I don't call it raw till four per se, but I just eat a high raw diet, and I think it's the perfect balance
Hmm.
because
Hundred percent.
you get the benefits of eating all the raw, but you still eat your cook if you feel like eating cooked.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Right. Okay. So 11 years ago, I remember some of the story, but why don't you go ahead and tell everybody like what was happening 11 years ago that made you decide to go plant-based?
Well, 11 years ago, I got to a point where I was just really sick and tired of being sick and tired, that cliche saying. And I, from the age of 16, was suffering from issues with awful boils in my armpit, in my groin, in my back. And they would be very, very painful. And it was only up until recently that I discovered that a lot of people are actually going through this, especially a lot of people in the Black community.
Really?
They're going through this condition where they're just getting these awful boils and stuff in their armpits and back and groin, and it's quite embarrassing. So maybe you like people won't like openly like talk about it, but this is happening. It is happening. And at a young age, I was getting loads of antibiotics to deal with it from the doctors. And what I noticed is that the antibiotics would help the condition, it would help it go away. But then whenever I stopped taking the antibiotics, the condition would just come right back every single time.
You know why, everybody? Because it was just a band-aid.
Yeah, and this is what I had to learn myself. So I was 19. I was going through a really bad breakout, and I was also just not feeling great. Always getting like sort of like runny nose and sinus issues, and not just feeling sick, sore throats all the time. And while I was dealing with this condition, I remember just thinking to myself, I need to get this handled, or I will be suffering for the rest of my life. And that is not a path that I wanted to go down. I was 19. I was like, I can't be suffering with this condition forever. This is not a life to live. And I just started researching, going online, and I came across a guy called John McDougall on YouTube, TED Talk, rest in peace, John McDougall.
Rest in peace,
And
Dougal. You've touched so many lives, including mine. God bless. God bless.
100%, I was heartbroken whenever he left, but
Yeah.
his video, his TED Talk was one of the first catalysts in me moving towards a plant-based lifestyle. And then whenever I adopted that or I moved in that direction, I started noticing for the first time that my skin issues were healing themselves without having to take multiple rounds of antibiotics. And then I just continuously just moved down on that path ever since, and it's been 11 years. And I'm at a point now where I don't get issues. Like if I eat according to how I know how to eat now, I don't get any issues whatsoever. And for someone who's suffering from it week in, like constantly from the age of like 16 or maybe even younger, that is honestly the biggest gift I could have, honestly.
That's amazing. So once you started eating this way, like how long did it take before the boils stopped boiling?
It took about the first week of like transitioning. I started to notice it go away,
Oh,
but I had to also make some tweaks along the journey to make the occurrence of them a lot less frequent. So I noticed that if I was eating plant-based, but I was eating a lot of oily stuff, like
mm,
still plants, but still eating a lot of oily stuff, then I would have an increase in occurrence. If I was eating so much nuts and seeds and avocados, I would have an increase in occurrence. So certain foods are still sort of problematic, but overall the plant-based lifestyle was the best. But I had to make certain tweaks, like keep it low fat, keep a whole foods, focus on fruits, focus on lots of vegetables, focus on tubers like potatoes, sweet potatoes, hana yams, focus more on those foods. And what I noticed is that the issues would be virtually non-existent. But if I still eat certain plant foods, they can come back, but just not as bad as they were whenever I was still consuming meat and dairy products and fried foods
yeah.
and all that all the time.
Did you say there was a name for it?
Well, see, I haven't been formally diagnosed by this, but whenever I looked it up online, it was called like hidradenitis suppurativa. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. But it, I'm not saying I have that because I haven't been diagnosed,
Yeah, yeah,
but out of all the things that I've researched, that is the thing that seems most consistent with the issues that I have.
yeah. Had. We're gonna say had. Duh.
Oh, I had.
We're gonna say that's in the past. Okay, so did they itch? Did they burn? What was the feeling? What did they feel like?
Well, it's basically, well, if you've ever had a spot, like imagine like a big giant, like it's like a big giant spot, red, inflamed, sensitive to touch. So there was sometimes whenever I couldn't even close my armpits properly because
Ah,
it would be sore. There was occasions where in school, I remember I couldn't there was some occasions where sitting down was very painful because of where it was located in the
mm.
back. Sometimes whenever I was like lying down and sleeping, it would be painful. So it was just very painful. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. and it like oozed out stuff. It was just not. It was just not nice. It was just not nice, and this is probably why a lot of people do not talk about it. But it's a lot of people are impacted by it.
Ooh, ooh, I feel
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. I would not
Oh,
even.
wow. Well, thank God for plants.
Yeah.
Thank God for shoot, plants. I mean,
Amen.
they're powerful. They're powerful.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. So, did you have any other benefits that happened like as of after going plant-based, or that was like primarily the main thing, which was a big thing, is healing the blood?
Mhm.
Did you have any other
Yeah.
benefits?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, I developed a greater compassion for animals. I think that's a really massive one. I didn't like I wasn't someone who hurt like would have went out of my way to want to like hurt animals, but I I'm so much more loving and so much more into wanting to just promote a lifestyle that is compassionate to animals now. And apart from that, I also like had a lot more energy
Mhm.
from coming on this lifestyle to the point where like sometimes people think I'm drunk, and I'm like, no, 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 I just eat plants. Yeah, yeah. I'm plant based. You know, I'm plant-based.
You're high on life.
My skin
You're high on life.
high on life,
And plant.
and yeah, and I have a lot more clearer skin. I don't. There was whenever I was growing up, I used to get a lot of like throat infections and stuff whenever I was young. I think it could have been because of the a lot of the dairy products and a lot of the cheese and stuff that I was consuming, but that basically went away. And yeah, I just feel so much better. Like I feel amazing, and yeah, sometimes I wish like other people would like come on this lifestyle just so that they can experience what this is like.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes whenever I'm doing like things like high raw or fully raw days, I feel a deeper sense of a spiritual connection,
Mm.
especially whenever I meditate on those days. So yeah, a lot of benefits.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's the most impactful thing that you have learned since going plant-based?
The most impactful thing, I would say that people tend to underestimate the power of a plant-based lifestyle, but they also underestimate how much of a psychological switch it can take to actually come onto this lifestyle. Like at the very beginning, even though I was making, even though I knew what to do, even though I was watching all these videos by John McDougall, even though I already loved like you know potatoes and rice and beans and all these different things initially, like coming in, it took me having to work on my mindset to be able to then commit to it long term. Like I had to, like I was studying psychology in university, and I find myself actually having to use psychological principles just to get my subconscious mind and my self-image and my identity on board with this is who I am now. This
Yeah.
is who I am becoming, and trying to move all like my mind, my thoughts and my actions all in alignment. It took a lot of psychological work. So a lot of people don't talk about that, but I think if someone is struggling with adopting a new lifestyle, sometimes it's not the diet, but sometimes it's their psychology that they need to work on to be able to make the change.
Yes. Amen to that. The mind is powerful.
100%.
Got to get that right. We got to get it right. 'Cause
I love your energy.
That's
An
that water.
ultimate hype person.
That's that watermelon. That's that watermelon I just ate. No, you're laughing every time I watch you.
High vibration.
You're laughing everything, dude. Like every
Thank you.
time I listen to you on videos and stuff, and you laugh like your interviews and things. Like it just gets.
It just finishes you. It finishes you.
I don't even need to know what you're laughing at. It's just like it's that infectious laugh. Woo! I love it. Okay. Like out of all the people I've interviewed, like you only have a laugh that just
Yeah.
no one else, just you.
I'm thinking about my laughter now, and it's making me like, it's like, how do I even laugh now? Do you ever get that? Sometimes you become more subconscious whenever
Yeah.
someone's like, oh, I love your laugh.
Yeah. I don't even know. I laugh. I have different laughs. It depends on what the situation is. Like I'll be like,
Sure.
sometimes it just be like that, or sometimes it'll just be a deep laugh that keeps going. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anywho, um,
Yeah.
okay, so okay, I have a quick question. I want to ask you like a typical day, like what does that look like from morning to night?
Okay.
But before I ask,
So,
wait, before I ask,
okay. I
when
was
you,
about to go in. I was ready.
I know you was ready. When you be
I was
eating
ready.
the vegetables, and
Hmm.
I see the vegetables and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, that looks good. But I know for me, when I eat vegetables, I gotta put something on it. I don't
Hmm.
I can't just eat vegetables. Just do
Just
you
like
ever
that.
put sauces or anything on it?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
I was like, I was like, does he just eat it just like that? Because I mean, vegetables are great, but let's be real, vegetables are great, but when they're like that, you need something on it. Okay, so you do put stuff on it.
You need a good sauce, yeah,
You need a good
for
sauce.
sure.
It didn't make or break the vegetables. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
The sauce is the piece. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, now give us a typical day.
Okay, so normally what happens, now is I wake up, I probably drink a liter of water just to sort of get myself hydrated from about like, 8 hours of no water whatsoever. And then I would wait a couple hours because I'm never really hungry first thing
Yeah.
in the morning. I like to wait until around 10 a.m. to have my first meal. And it's normally a big ass smoothie, green smoothie. I like to put things like, ripe bananas, dates, kale, romaine lettuce, spinach, berries. Um, Sometimes I even put like coriander in the smoothie. And normally that smoothie is big because I'm not someone who likes to eat like 3, 4 meals per day. I know some people like that. I am a big eater. Yes, some people enjoy that. But me, I am a big eater. I want like, 1,500 calories, 2,000 calories in one meal. And I don't even want to think about food for the next 8 hours
But how do you
or
eat
6 hours,
much
7 hours.
how do you eat that much at once though? Like 1,500 calories, that's a lot to eat in one sitting.
Well, for me, I blend it. Like I just blend up like 600 grams of dates with berries and all these different things, or like 15 bananas, and I put it in like two or three mason jars, and then while I'm in work, I'm just drinking it.
Wow.
And yeah, I
It
can get it down. I've been doing it for years, so
it takes you a while to drink it.
maybe about 30, 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
If I was eating it, it would probably take me like an hour, maybe an hour, 10 minutes. Blending it makes it a lot easier to get it down.
For me, if I
Um,
do the smoothies, if I do a thick one, big one,
mhm,
I have to drink it really slowly because if I drink it too fast, one time I drank it so fast because I was so
mhm,
hungry, so I felt like I gotta hurry up and drink it, right? And it wasn't catching up to my brain that I was full.
mm,
It didn't catch up to my brain until like 10, 15 minutes later. Then I was so
mhm.
overly full.
Yeah. Ugh.
I was so overly full that it made me nauseous.
Oh
So
no.
so ever since then, I just take my time drinking the smoothie.
Yeah.
I have to remember sometimes it just takes a minute to catch up to the brain signals. So just
Hmm.
take your time because otherwise, if you do it too fast, even with food, if you're so hungry, you feel like you're so hungry, and then you're eating, trying to satisfy that hunger, and it doesn't click right away. It
Mm.
like 15 minutes later, then it catches up, and then you're all you're all
Yes.
overly
a
stuffed.
100%.
But anyway,
Yeah,
okay,
I
so
do. I do chew my smoothies as well. So I
mhm.
know some people may be like, "Oh, that's a bit weird," but I'm not the sort of person that can just drink a smoothie like people drink
I
water.
can't.
Like,
I can't either. I just don't know because it's so thick.
so thick.
You have like you have no choice but to chew it. I do the same thing.
Yeah,
Or I just like,
it's good. It's good to add saliva to start the digestive process. So
yeah,
that's the main reason I do it.
yeah,
And you savor it. Like I actually like to savor, the smoothie.
yeah.
I want to just neck it down.
Right. So you eat your smoothie that lasts you for
Mhm.
some hours, and then
Yeah.
what's the next
So
meal?
about dinner time. So the next meal is very like dependent on if I'm doing a raw to 4 day or if I'm doing a fully raw day or a mucus free day. Mucus free is just like basically fruits and non-starchy vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So on a raw to 4 day, it would normally be starchy root vegetables, so potatoes, sweet potatoes, honey yams, and then I will have literally just as much greens as I can, mainly like broccoli, asparagus, kale, mushrooms. I'll make like a saute or like a tomato saute because you were saying, well, where's the sauce?
Yeah. Don't be eating it
um,
dry.
use like lemon juice, canned tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, garlic, some herbs, onions, saute that, mix that with the vegetables. And that would be normally like a meal that I would have. And if I am doing a mucus free day, shout out Arnold Darrett and Professor Spirit.
That's Lori? Nah.
Yeah. I would normally just do I would normally just have like a salad with some steamed vegetables and I like to make a homemade pea sauce. About three cups of cooked peas, 1 cup of water. You can add like herbs and seasoning, sea salt and stuff like that. Blend that up, pour that over the salad. And if I'm doing like a raw day, I just have a green smoothie just because like sometimes I'm lazy. I just want
Yeah.
to I just want to get something in me, something that's filling. So I'll just have a fruit and green smoothie. I'll just have two big large fruit and green smoothie and just try to put whatever greens and berries and stuff like that and fruit that I have around the house. So that's
Yeah.
mainly that's mainly what I'm doing right now.
Oh, that's cool. What do you like the best? Which way of eating? Your raw to four, your raw, your
Rah rah.
which one do you
Okay.
think you like the best?
Um, I can say which one makes me feel the best, or yeah, if I had to pick what makes me feel the best, it would be fully raw, 100%,
Yeah,
100%,
yeah,
like unbeatable, like 10 out of 10.
for sure.
In every metric, in terms of like energy, performance, like vitality, spiritual connection, everything, fully raw. But in terms of what like I feel like could sustain or like taste like the nicest or whatever. I would say just raw to four loads of potatoes and vegetables and stuff like that in the
Yeah.
in the evening.
Yeah.
Mucus free is like a good in between. But they all make me feel good. It's just raw to four makes me feel the best, and the potatoes are kind of just very like satiating and very
Mm,
pleasing in a way that fully raw doesn't give you because I
mhm.
do think ever since we mastered fire, like cooking of foods and stuff like that, it does create sensations and a dopamine like effect that is not this similar to what you would get if you do fully raw. And maybe this is why a lot of people find it hard
Yeah,
to do fully raw because they're missing that sensation. So
I
yeah.
totally agree. That's why,
Mm.
like, my lifestyle overall is like high raw, which means I eat a lot of raw, but I still eat cooked. And then every now and then I'll do all raw days. Like I'll go 30
Mhm.
days, 45 days or something
I
like that.
saw that. I
Yeah, I
saw
like
that.
to do that every now and then. It's just a nice break, but I love my air fried potatoes.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
I love my mashed potatoes. So it's just like, or like my beans and rice with a hummus, or you know what I mean? Like, so it's just the perfect deal for me. So I always give kudos to everybody who does fully raw as a lifestyle forever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, I can only do it for temporary amount of time. But what I can do forever is the high raw because it
Yeah.
it's the combination of everything. So Now, do you
I did.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I do think I was gonna say like I do think that we should maybe consider trying to at least do one fully raw day per week. Obviously, like this is not going to be for everybody, but I do think that it really does raise like your own vibration and vitality. And I think that collectively speaking, as a species, I think we need that.
Yeah.
I think we need that. But doing high raw is also very beneficial. And I
Yep.
think that's also elevating yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. And what I do, I eat high raw, but every now and then, since I already eat so much raw, sometimes I'll just go up another notch and do like a all fruit day.
Mm.
You know
I
what I
find
mean?
that hard. I find sometimes that hard because I'm like craving savory. I'm like, oh, I need savory.
Yeah. It does when you're eating so much sweetness and then it makes you crave the opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes
yeah.
that, and I might have to just throw in a couple of seaweed snacks in my mouth real quick,
Some celery,
you know?
know.
Right. So you kind of intermittent fast kind of. It's like you're not
Yeah,
doing it on purpose, or are you doing it on purpose?
I just like big meals. I think my digestion works a lot better. I think my efficiency is a lot better. I My mental clarity is a lot better. I don't focus so much on foods whenever I'm like, oh, big ass meal, stuffed, satiated. Okay, don't think about this for the next 6 hours, 6, 7 hours. And then boom, hit it again, and then like I'm good.
Yeah.
But that suits me. Like you say, you're doing like four meals or three, 4 or 5 meals or something like that per day, and that
I
seems
eat
to
like
work for
four
you.
times, and it's not like I'm doing it on purpose. It's just that's I be
Mm,
hungry.
mm, mm,
I wake up, I something changed once my hormones started, my estrogen started decreasing. I'm perimenopausal. Things have changed.
mm,
Like, I used to be able to wait till like 12, 1 o'clock to eat. Now I'm like kind
mm.
of hungry within the first 30, 45 minutes of waking up,
Okay.
and I get hungry again in the afternoon. And then I'll usually have a snack around 2:33ish because I'm hungry again. And then I get hungry in
Hmm.
the evening. It's just that's just what my body does. And so I just feed it and just call it a day. I'm not gonna like
Sure.
make myself only eat twice a day if that's what it's not feeling.
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, it would be nice to just eat twice a day. But my body's like, girl, you gotta
If
tweak.
you if you do it, you would have to eat bigger meals because like
Yeah,
some people who try it, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna have like 3 bananas for one meal, and they're like, and then they're like, I wonder why I'm like starving. You
right,
know
right.
what
And that's why when people be
I
losing like
mean?
30 pounds in a month, when they're like, oh, I went raw and I lost 30 pounds in a month. I'm like, yeah, because you was only eating one tangerine for breakfast, two bananas for lunch, and a freaking handful full of spinach with some lettuce and some tomatoes. Like, yeah,
My raw thing doesn't work. It just it didn't work out for me. You know what I mean? I was just hungry all the time.
I, I was so weak. I was so weak and I just got so skinny and I was just like really unhealthy full because you only ate 800 calories a day.
It's so true. It's so true.
Oh my God. You need some help eating enough? I got you. Okay. Your girl
Yeah,
eats
I will never have that problem. I will never like have that problem. I'm trying to max out every day.
right. I've literally never been able to say, oh, I just don't eat enough. Mine is more like, dang, I eat too much.
Yeah, yeah, trying to cut down.
Anywho, okay.
Yeah.
So do you work out too?
Yes, I like to do a variety of exercises. I like to do indoor cycling.
Hmm.
I like to run.
Yeah,
I like to do yoga. So yeah, I was going to say it's not really exercise. It was like yeah. Yoga. Um, and I like to do calisthenics, so body weight exercises.
that's good. Now, do you worry about protein?
Oh
Oh, go ahead. Were you about to?
no, sorry, I was gonna say like I do a bit of walking as well. I like to
Yeah,
walk around the park
get
and
your
stuff like
steps.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like I love walking. Do you worry about how much protein you're eating per day? Are you like, dang, I got to get this much? I got to make sure I get these many grams.
Never. I never. And the reason I never worry about it is because I'm eating adequately. I'm eating lots and lots and lots of vegetables. So whenever I'm eating tubers, I'm eating lots of like potatoes and roots and tubers and stuff like that. Things that have fueled like Ireland and places like Peru in or in Japan, Okinawa, the just majority of their diets, like historically, have just been like potatoes and vegetables and stuff. So I think if you just eat adequately, eat enough, eat lots of vegetables, which are going to be healthy for you anyway, because you're going to get lots of like micronutrients and vitamins and minerals, then it's going to be hard to go wrong. But if you want more, you can just add like more like beans and
Yeah.
peas and lentils and go down that
Yeah. There's lots of protein sources out there. And I'm
route.
so sick and tired of hearing people say
Mm.
plant-based eaters don't get enough protein.
Where'd you get your fiber? That's what I say. Where'd you get your fiber?
Right,
You
right.
know?
Oh, that I get plenty of that. I probably eat
Mhm.
over the amount we're supposed to eat now. But
I eat well over the amount.
yeah,
Well
me
over.
too. Way over.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so regular.
But I think some of the ancient tribes used to get like 100 grams of fiber, stuff like that. Where I think the recommendation nowadays is around, I think it's like around 30, 30, 40 or something like that.
And chronometer, it says like 25 grams. I'm like, please, I have 25
Hmm.
grams while I'm asleep.
Yeah, it's like one smoothie of mine is like 40 something.
You know, I eat a lot of fiber, which is why I'm so regular, which is good because I'm
Hmm.
flushing it out. You guys need to
It's
be
good
going
stuff.
a couple of times a day. I go like 2 to 4 times, probably more like more so 2 to 3, but sometimes on a good day it might be 4. But everyone should be going a couple of times a day, not just once every couple of days or
Are you
once.
sure? What about once a week? Are you sure once a week isn't it? No, have you not?
Oh, please, you might go die.
Yeah,
If you got all
I'm
that
seeing that. I'm seeing that floating around on the internet now. That like once a week is fine, and I'm like,
once a week, oh
what?
my
What?
God, you are so full of
Mm.
literally. If you are only going once a week, you are full of, and I mean literally. Okay,
Hmm.
y'all got to get your bowels moving. Eat you some apples, eat you some bananas, eat you some fiber. Okay,
Hmm.
don't hate on the fiber. Anyway, um, what
I
was
had to look it up by the way. The fiber intake, it says around 20 to 30 grams.
yeah, I have that in half of my breakfast is that. But which is good. It's flushing all the stuff out.
Mhm.
I just love my bowel movements. But anyway, it's just a wonderful time of my day. But anyway,
It's great. It's great.
okay, so do you still TMI? Do you still help people, is it women or people in general
No, just
that you
people in
help
general. Yeah.
lose weight and stuff?
People, yeah, if they're looking to lose around 10 to 15 pounds in around 3 months, 2 to 3 months, yeah, I offer one-on-ones.
Okay. How's that been going?
Yeah, pretty good. I've worked with a couple people. I'm still sort of starting out and sort of like still working with getting more experience, getting more people under my belt. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love it. I love every new person that I work with. I learn something new that I can add to the fountain of knowledge that I have, and then I just want to just continue just to help people and get better, and yeah, just keep making progress.
that's dope. Do you have a meal plan that you give them and exercise routines and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's some exercise in there, but obviously it's going to be dependent on the person and what they feel that they can do. But I try to lay it out beforehand before people get into it, just to see if it's something that would resonate with them.
Okay, that sounds dope. Do you have
Mm.
any thing you want to say about your program, to share anything that you want to say or highlight anything? Oh, before I say that, Has anybody became plant-based because of you? Like your friends or anything?
Um, yeah, so my sister went plant-based for many years, but recently she went back to eating animal products. I was so sad. Um, I've had people that dated go vegan because of me. And who knows, maybe there's people out there who's just like eat more potatoes and more vegetables and fruits and stuff like that because of me. But
I know you're
uh
inspiring. You're probably inspiring many that you don't even know about.
yeah, I think we're all sort of in that boat.
Yeah.
So,
What's your
mm.
ethnic background again?
So I've got a Nigerian background, but I've grown up in Ireland from like the age of 7.
So that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, now I was going to say, do you have anything you want to share about your program or anything you want to share about anything like that you want to highlight or promote or anything? Here's your chance.
I would just say that, I want, people to come on a lifestyle such as this, just because it's just a compassionate lifestyle, especially to the animals, and it is just something that is more species specific. High plant-based lifestyle is more in line with our physiology. So I know there's a lot of, miscommunication, like, misinformation, I meant to say, out there now, like, low carb and carnivore and all these different things. But if you look at the human physiology, we are frugivorous creatures. We've got 98% of our DNA similar to bonobos, and they eat a high plant-based lifestyle. Fruit is a high carbohydrate food. So if there's one thing I'd want to get out there, is just we need to just start consuming more fruits, vegetables, and plants, and move in that direction, just so that we can actually just heal each other and heal the community, heal the planet, and just stop sending animals to by the billions to get slaughtered just for taste. So
Right?
yeah, so join me if you want to, transform your health and, get in the best shape ever. And, I've got spaces to work with people. So yeah, hit that up.
Yeah, you guys hit him up in his DM at Fruit
Mhm.
Kid on Instagram if you want to lose weight or get in the healthiest the shape of your life. Okay. Hit him up, he can
Yeah.
help you. And he has
Without restriction, eating abundantly.
without restriction, eating abundantly. Delicious
Mhm.
plant foods. Yum, yum, yum. We've been in this game for a long time, y'all. So we got things to say, okay? From experience. But anyway, thank you so much, Fruit Kid, aka Clinton, for coming through for me again. Um, I was actually gonna be hitting you up anyway, because I was like, I know I already interviewed him before, but I think I
Mhm.
should bring him on again, because
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah, but it worked out that I ended up hitting you up a little sooner than I was going to.
Mhm.
It all worked out. Yeah, I really appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your story and your healing journey, and just, you're out there touching the nation, and look at sharing all your delicious healthy foods, and it's so simple. I love your simplicity. You're not one with all these stylish recipes and all that. Like, I'm very simple too.
Mhm.
I don't like all the recipes and all the gourmet stuff. I just throw me
Mhm.
some air fried potatoes and some broccoli, and I'll, throw me just throw me a salad with
Mhm.
some cucumber and tomatoes, and I'm happy. But I love your simplicity. So that's also helpful, like when it comes to coaching, because some people, when you're coaching and then you throw all these doggone recipes and they gotta buy 15,000 ingredients for that. I don't know about everybody else, but that discourages me. When somebody gives
Yeah.
me a meal plan and I gotta like get 15,000 ingredients for one meal, I'm like, forget it. You know what I mean? So I love the simplicity that you have to offer. But anyway, thank you so much, Clinton. And
Mm.
thank you guys for watching. Up next, I'll be interviewing, and I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's ASE, Ase Juicery. I don't know if it's Ace Juicery or Ase Juicery. Please forgive my unprofessionalism, but I'll be interviewing him next week. And it will be up on YouTube on Monday of next week by 3 p.m. PST. Thank you guys so much again for joining today. And we'll see you in the next episode. God bless everybody.
Peace.